Third grade Bridges Review, Chapter 5. Vocabulary. Say and spell the word. Electricity. E-L-E-C-T-R-I-C-I-T-Y. Electricity. Oil. O-I-L. Oil. Crops. C-R-O-P-S. Crops. Resource. R-E-S-O-U-R-C-E. Resource. Agriculture. A-G-R-I-C-U-L-T-U-R-E. Agriculture. Import. I-M-P-O-R-T. Import. Export. E-X-P-O-R-T. Export. Economy. E-C-O-N-O-M-Y. Economy. Vocabulary. Choose the correct word. The farmer works hard to grow the crops. Wood is an important resource when building houses. Taiwan needs to import oil from other countries. Oil helps most cars go. We need electricity to turn on the lights in our homes. Taiwan can export a lot of fruit to other countries. Agriculture talks about the things you would find on a farm. The economy is an important part of what makes a country successful. Storytelling. You may read or listen with me. Why are some countries successful and others not very successful? That is a big question, but part of the answer is the economy. The economy is how a country uses its resources to buy, sell, and make things like computers, homes, and food. Taiwan is a small country, so it can't make everything the Taiwanese people need. Cows need a lot of space to walk around and eat. Taiwan uses its land to grow crops, so there isn't enough room for cows. Taiwan must import most of its cows from places like Australia and the United States. Taiwan, however, exports lots of electronics to those countries. A country must make sure that it has electricity and other energy for its people to use. Countries like Russia, the United States, and Saudi Arabia have lots of oil and gas in their country. Taiwan doesn't have any, so it imports oil and gas from other countries. Wind turbines use the wind to make electricity that isn't bad for the environment. Electronics are very important to Taiwan today. In the past, agriculture was very important. People who work in agriculture make food and resources from plants and animals. Rice, sugar cane, and tropical fruits are still important agricultural exports from Taiwan. But today, agriculture is a very small part of Taiwan's economy. Now, Taiwan makes most of its money by exporting electronics equipment. Most of the world uses cell phones and the internet. Every phone and computer has thousands of pieces of technology inside it. Taiwan is a world leader in the electronics industry. Therefore, Taiwan's economy is important to the world. Storytelling. Answer the question. What is the economy? The economy is how a country uses its resources to buy, sell, and make things. What does Taiwan use its land for? Taiwan uses its land to grow crops. What does Taiwan export a lot of? Taiwan exports a lot of electronics. What can wind be used to make? Wind can be used to make clean energy that is good for the environment. Social studies. We're going to read the paragraph under the pie chart first in the middle of the page. Did you know that your parents and every working adult in Taiwan pays taxes to the Taiwan government? For every dollar they make at work, they pay part of that dollar to the government. The government uses this money to pay for things for Taiwan. The chart above shows how much the government spends on different things. For example, the Taiwan government spends 20% of its money on education. This means that for every 100 NT the government spends, 20 NT will be spent on education. Read the chart to see what the government spends on these other categories. So we already talked about the chart at the top of the page in class, so we're not going to talk about that now. I want us to focus on the categories of things Taiwan spends its money on. We already know 20% is spent on education. And remember, education is things like schools. Now down at the bottom, defense is for protecting Taiwan. That is for paying for the army to keep Taiwan safe. And then we have running the government. And running the government is just talking about how the government pays workers who work for the government. Remember, no one's going to come into their job and do it for free. So the government needs to save some money to pay themselves. And then environmental protection is protecting the natural beauty of Taiwan. Remember, the environment, there's everything around us. So it's talking about keeping the air and the water and the trees clean and safe. And then we all know what hospitals are. Hospitals are for us to go when we're hurt or when we're sick. And the last one, economic development, is helping businesses make money so they can give more people jobs. The word economic comes from economy. And remember, that's what we're talking about in this chapter. Math. Multiply by 10, 100, and 1,000. Multiplying by big numbers is easier if you know how to multiply by 10, 100, and 1,000. The rules are simple. If you multiply by 10, you add a 0 to the end of the number. And that's very easy to remember because 10 has 1 0 on it. If you multiply by 100, you're going to add 2 zeros to the end of the number. And again, very easy to remember because 100 has 2 zeros. And if you multiply by 1,000, you add 3 zeros. And again, very easy to remember because 1,000 has 3 zeros. So let's try at the bottom. 6 times 10 equals 60. You just add 1 0 to the 6 because 10 has 1 0. Let's try. 6 times 100 equals 600. 6 times 1,000 equals 6,000. You can see 6 times 100 became 600 because 100 has 2 zeros. 6 times 1,000 became 6,000 because 1,000 has 3 zeros. Now let's try a little harder ones. 45 times 10 equals 450. Again, 10 has 1 0, so we just add that 1 0 to the end of 45, and that gives us 450. 45 times 100 equals 4,500. 45 times 1,000 equals 45,000. And finally, for the last three, 143 times 10 equals 1,430. 143 times 100 equals 14,300. And then 143 times 1,000 equals 143,000. Good job!